Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping back by the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing and leave me a comment to let me know what you think about this topic. So this is going to be a pretty short video, you guys. I just wanted to share this, pretty much just put this question out there and see what you guys think. So definitely leave me a comment and let me know. So why does it seem like there are certain times where there is favoritism shown to certain people in the Bible, and where Jehovah doesn't kill or punish certain people, but he punishes others? Just a real brief example of this would be the situation with Moses. Remember how Moses ended up not being able to go into the promised land? And the reason was because when he struck the rock and, said water was supposed to come out of the rock, instead of him attributing that to Jehovah, he said, I will make water come out of this rock. And so because of that, Jehovah made it to where he died before he went into the promised land. Now, some people will just say, well, Jehovah knows what he's doing and, all of that. And that maybe, that's true according to just thinking of if this was really God and Almighty, he could see the future and all of that stuff. But it just seems really weird that he would do something like that to something so petty, allow something like that to, for him to die for something so petty. But then you have somebody like King David who got away with a whole lot of stuff. And a lot of people suffered as a result of things that King David did. Now, first thing I want to mention is how in First Chronicles, I talked about this before, this whole taking of the census. Remember how I had that video, and I'm going to put the link to it here, about whether this one scripture says Satan influenced David to take the census, and the other scripture says God influenced Satan to take the census. God influenced David to take the census. So, it's really not about that right now. But what it's about is David took this census that was supposed to be a sin. And as a result of David doing that, which it said he was influenced, and so we don't need to debate whether it was God or Satan who influenced him. But as a result of him doing that, 70,000 men died. Why? 70,000 people died for one man's sin? That is astounding if you really think about it. And again, if Jehovah is the one who influenced him, or if he sent Satan to test him and see if he was going to do it, whatever the situation was, why didn't David get some type of punishment? That was kind of interesting. But yet, like I said, you have this situation with Moses doing something, and he ended up dying for it. Okay, now we also know about David and Bathsheba. What happened as a result of this sin? David, had Uriah killed in the battle so that he could sleep with Bathsheba. Bathsheba gets pregnant. And as a result of that sin, David's son gets killed. Nothing happens to David. Yes, there was stuff happening within his house and all this disaster and all this stuff, but nothing happens to him as a result of the sin, but his son dies. One reason why I find that particular thing crazy about his son dying is what we find here in Deuteronomy 24, verse 16. Okay. And I'm in the New International Version. This is what it says. Fathers shall not be put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their fathers. Each is to die for his own sin. What do you make of that? Now, in the case of Moses, he died for his own sin. But in the case of David, he did not die for his own sin. Now, whether or not God wanted to preserve him, he didn't have to kill him. He could have forgave him and just not killed him for his own sin. But the point is, it says that every person will die for their own sin. A father will not die for a son will not die for a father. But in the case of David, we clearly know that his son died as a result of his sin. Why the change? See, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the Old Testament. There are so many things that contradict and conflict each other. And there's clear evidence of favoritism on the part of God, where he punishes certain people for an action and other people he doesn't, even though the action from David is way more severe, or should have been way more severe than the action of Moses. You know, it's just quite interesting. But anyway, I just wanted to leave that with you guys and see what you guys think about this topic. So please leave me your comments. I look forward to reading them. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.